condemning Bill 21, crystal clear. You said that you condemn it. That's very clear. It's on the record. But Mr. Singh, this is the greatest civil liberties battle of our generation. And we think, as such, it deserves condemnation in every press conference, at every moment, at every second during this election cycle. So, Mr. Singh, I ask you today, will you commit to making action on Bill 21 an election issue?
It is deeply saddening to me. It's absolutely going the wrong way. And it's a type of law that divides people. And more than just dividing people, kind of what we were saying before, when there's Islamophobia that exists, when there's discrimination that exists, it's essentially the state, the government saying that, yes, it's okay to treat people differently. We're actually going to legally treat people differently. It's okay to treat people differently for the way they look. We've got a law now that confirms that. I mean, it is horrible. And I can't think of the words strong enough to condemn it, because it is the exact opposite of what we should do in politics. We should be uniting people instead of dividing people. And so I think about what I can do given this bill. Right after the bill was announced, essentially when it passed, a couple of days later I went to the heart of Quebec. I didn't just go to Montreal, where there's a lot of opposition to this bill. The sitting provincial or the sitting city government, Projet Montréal, they've announced that they were opposed to it. There's a lot of Quebec Solidaire members of provincial parliament that have opposed it. I went to the heart of Quebec, Drummondville, Saint-Hyacinthe, and in those communities I talked about how saddening this bill was. And I would put to you that as a candidate with a turban and a beard who's running in this election being Prime Minister, my presence is an act of defiance of this bill. Me going to Quebec and saying that I want to not only be a teacher, I want to be the Prime Minister of this country is an act of defiance. It is my act to show that this is wrong. It is my presence on the field right now representing myself, my identity, and talking about how we can build a better Canada where we can lift the people of Quebec who are struggling with all the same concerns that people have around healthcare and housing and finding a job, and students who are worried about the future. I'm saying to them, I'm going to work towards making your life better, and I have a turban on my head. I think that's a powerful way to reject that notion.
So would that mean then that, since you're in defiance of this, would you come join us in rallies in Montreal or wherever they're being held in Quebec, standing against Bill 21? Will you organize national press conferences throughout this election cycle? I'm just trying to dig in. Obviously, you made your position clear. That's clear on the state of things. But how are you going to make this an election issue?
When I go into Quebec, it's going to be an election issue. Anytime, the fact that I haven't withdrawn from the race is an election issue. When I'm in Quebec, all the journalists ask the question, how are you going to become Prime Minister when the Bill 21 has been passed in Quebec? It is an election issue.
How does it already feel?
It's tough. It's tough. But I don't think about myself. I've got a lot of things going for me, and I've got a lot of supports. I think about the people in Quebec right now, those young people that I've met, the women that I've met who are afraid now that they've got a law that says that you should be discriminated against because of the way you look. It's super divisive. And they've built lives for themselves in Quebec. They love being a part of Quebec. There's a recent story on CBC that talked about a sick woman who left. She was a teacher, trained as a teacher, really excited, trained in Ottawa, came back to her city, loves her community, wanted to teach there, and now had to leave and move and got a job in British Columbia. And it wasn't because she was excited about moving to a new province. She wanted to stay there. That's the harmful impact of it. So it is already an election issue for me. I can't really make it not one. It's going to be an issue because I am who I am. Being in Quebec